Okay, so this is General Kwai versus General Tao, but I can't build any units. So that means we can't build any units from the command center, supply center, barracks, war factory, or airfield. Now, I have done a challenge against Tao using General Fei, but this one is totally different. With General Fei, I understand now just how lucky I was to have won that battle. This one was probably one of the ones that I spent countless hours trying to figure out. So I did go for a similar strategy in the sense that I would build Gatling cannons to take out one of his nuclear missiles and a couple of reactors. So it's the same problem. We need to get to rank 3. So reason why we want to get to rank 3 is because we want the artillery barrage to take out Tao's prop center. And without a prop center, Tao can't build nuke cannons. So nuke cannons are the absolute worst possible thing for us in this sort of challenge. So what we've done, we've got command center, supply center, and a couple of reactors. So 2 reactors, we want to try and keep the Gatling cannons alive as long as we can. That's why I did that. Now, here's where things get a little different. So this time round, I'm using the dozer to build the Gatling cannons right up front. And the reason why I want to do that is so I can get to that rank 3 a little bit sooner, because it means it's less travel time for Tao's units to get to my defenses. So I got 1 Gatling cannon on the go. It's sort of like a pile of like rocks, and so I always build the first one there, and I know that the Gatling cannon can be within range of that nuke cannon that you see on screen. And again, it's just trying to get those general points. That one, I was a little bit careless. I didn't put it forward enough. But that's okay. We're going to be building more Gatling cannons. Now, I did actually make a mistake right at the beginning, because normally I would normally I'd build the supply center, the reactors, but I'd also build a war factory too at my base. And I thought to myself, well, what if I just build the war factory where the Gatling cannons are? And then we could use the war factory kind of like a meat shield. So this is the first time I'm actually trying this variation of strategy here. But yeah, it was sort of a happy accident. It was as the dozer was moving to where I would set up those Gatling cannons that I realized, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can use this. 3 Gatling cannons. The third one is within range. And thankfully for me, that nuke cannon, all they do is they open up a little bit and then they close. So they're not actually going to fire any of their shots on me. So there goes the war factory, and we're going for chain gun upgrade immediately, because that is going to be super helpful against the battle masters and the helixes too. And then we get the dozer. We're going to send it towards that nuclear missile and 2 reactors. And trying to be a little bit careful with how I go about moving the dozer, because there's a garrison building nearby that can shoot down my dozer.
We will live in prosperity.
Yep, so I'm going a little bit back just to avoid that garrison building there. And there goes the first one. So yeah, Gatling cannons are going to be more powerful because of that chain gun upgrade. And yeah, the war factory, I think was probably I think it was a good decision, even if it was a complete accident, just because like we still had enough time to get that chain gun upgrade, so we can still get quite a lot of damage in on those reactors and nuke. And yeah, difference between the Fei version and the Kwai version is we're building 2 Gatling cannons this time. I want to have as much damage done to those reactors and nuke as I can, because it's about the 9 or the 10 minute mark. That's when Tao starts building the overlords and nuke cannons, and I want to try and avoid having to deal with those. And I think I have a bit of a theory when it comes to General Fei. So with General Fei, I only had to deal with I think I had to deal with one nuke cannon, and my theory on that is that I believe that the other nuke cannons that Tao built got killed by the radiation that's on the map.
We have big plans.
Because the way I did it in the Fei version, I allowed Tao to build more than one nuke cannon. Even though I didn't see it, I think he built more than one.
How you expect to fight this, General?
Let's build. Building is complete.
Gatling cannon now near another resource pile and the oil derrick. So reason why I'm doing that one is because Tao sends 2 helixes over that way, and then after you take out those 2 helixes, he'll send out another 2 helixes. So that's just another way for me to get some more general points. So we've gone from the base to the middle to the left side of Tao's base, then then south, and then we're eventually going to get back to base and get back to that middle. So pretty much our dozer is just on a one long journey to get us all the general points we can.
Construction built to spec.
Congratulations.
And yet, since I have nothing to actually defend us at the base, I have to resort to using the supply truck to deal with any stray red guards. If it was a tank hunter, it's doable. You can still run over a tank hunter with a supply truck. It's just that the tank hunter does swap targets if you get too close. So it's doable to take out one tank hunter, but you'd have to send the truck to like a war factory or have it under a speaker tower for a little bit if you want to get it repaired, so I can get the supplies at a faster rate again.
Congratulations, General. You have
So there's my rank 3, and it's happened at the 8.5 minute mark. So we were very early in getting it that time, which means he's not going to build any overlords and he's not going to build any nuke cannons. And level 1 artillery is actually enough to deal with a prop center, because the prop center isn't actually that strong a building compared to other Chinese buildings. Okay. And now that we've dealt with that, we also have the other 2 points that we could use. So we could do cluster mines, we could do tank drop. There's a lot of options now available to us, but since we got rid of that prop center, we've got battle masters, red guards, tank hunters, and helixes. Those are the only units that he's going to attack us with at this point.
The end is near, General.
So I got the 2 Gatling cannons. They've taken out the reactors and the nuke. I chose to leave him there just because he's going to send in more units that way anyway, and that's going to speed us up in getting to rank 4 and 5.
China is under attack.
And yeah, my accident here is paying off, where the war factory is acting as a meat shield as I thought it was going to. And since I got that dozer up back, I can keep the war factory repaired and intact, and those Gatling cannons won't take too many hits. But I do need to work on my power situation here because I am in the yellow.
Soon your base will grow like the sun.
So even though he's done his 2 waves of helixes, he will send more that way as well. It's like the two lots of 2 helixes is sort of a scripted thing that he does, and then pretty much anything that comes after that, that's pretty standard. It's just him trying to get to my base.
How you expect to fight this?
But the way that he's got his units pathing, the Gatling cannon I've got that's furthest to the right is going to be able to pick off some of those stray units that will just go down through the radiation, maybe where the wheel derricks are, and then they'll try and target my right side of the base. Those ones can be dealt with. And yeah, I finally chose to use the other 2 points. Went for a mine drop near that war factory there. Pretty standard, we're just trying to slow him down from attacking us with more battle masters. And now we're trying to get our own prop center up. And yeah, reason why I want the prop center was for the auto loader upgrade. So then the battle masters that we send into battle can do more damage. And this next part was a little bit of an experiment. I thought, okay, well, let's see if we can actually get a tank in his base to take out his war factory. And yeah, I probably could have waited a little bit longer, maybe waited on the auto loaders to get there, but the tank that I sent in was doing solid damage. And yeah, I was actually beginning to like get confident. I was like, oh, I might be able to take out this war factory, and then I could use the next artillery on the other war factory that's near the airfield. But unfortunately for me, one of his tanks did get through where the Gatling cannons were. So that's the thing. It does stop the infantry pretty easily. The tanks are a different story. And yeah, he went after my prop center, and I lost the prop center before I could get the autoloader upgrade. And then I'm like, okay, well, I better get the dozer away from that tank. So now I'm putting it right on the front lines, hoping that he doesn't send any more tanks from that side, and then we can finally get the dozer back. It was just shy of taking out the war factory too. But we got that level 2 artillery, and so I had to make a choice. So I chose level 2 artillery on the other war factory. It's kind of a risk because sometimes the level 2 artillery can't outright destroy the that war factory specifically because of the terrain. If the war factory was the war factory on the right at full health, it would take it out easily, but that cliff kind of gets in the way of some of the artillery. But I was lucky enough to position it in a way where it did one-shot the war factory.
This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end. Soon you will know the glory of my nuclear arsenal.
Yep, so I've noticed that I've lost my 2 Gatling cannons that were positioned at the nuclear missile, and then we've got the 2 Gatling cannons that are positioned near the other resource pile and oil derrick. They're getting weaker and weaker, so they're eventually going to get taken out too. I just gotta be able to keep an eye on that. Also keep the power situation going, because we do have a reactor there. We lose the reactor, we could be in trouble. So I decided to send my dozer off to the left to try and figure something out, and I went with Gatling cannons near the second resource pile. What I was thinking was, okay, well, if they take out the 2 Gatling cannons that are further north, then they're gonna want to go after, you know, my main base. So I thought, okay, well, let's build some Gatling cannons at that second resource pile. That way I've got something to defend us from that point. And then I can also build a supply center in that area later on. because he has launched his first nuke. His first nuke always goes for that second resource pile, but because I had nothing there, no harm done. So I went with another mine drop, and I went with another tank drop. This time I comboed it pretty well, that way less risk of the tank plane getting sniped by the garrison buildings there.
China is under attack!
And yeah, didn't really care if the tank lost against his battle master. I just wanted to take the war factory out of the game here. And just like that, he's got 2 barracks, 1 airfield, 4 nukes, and a command center that does do, I think, level 1 or level 2 artillery. I think it's level 1.
We have big plans. We will live in prosperity. Build on a complete zone. China will grow larger. Our base is being attacked!
The glow. The wonderful glow.
Yeah, I noticed that I'm running low on resources in that resource pile, so I know I have to eventually get the supply center up at the second set of resources. I do have 12 and a half grand here, which is very good, but that's more so because I'm not building any units. That's one of the benefits, I guess, for this sort of challenge, is you're always going to have a lot of cash to play with. So I did hit rank 5. I went for Carper Bomb and level 2 tank drop. Sort of regret that decision a little bit. I think I could have either sacrificed level 3 artillery or the level 2 tank drop and gotten the EMP plane. Reason why I'd want the EMP plane in the first place is those 3 helixes that are at the airfield there, because I don't exactly have anything to really take it out besides Gatling cannons or a nuclear missile if you were to fire one directly, directly on them. Just got the artillery again. Going for his production. I went for the barracks, and this is why I just mentioned that I could have sacrificed the level 3 artillery here. Level 2 artillery would have been more than enough to deal with the barracks, and I did just get nuked there, so my Gatling cannons are gonna come into play here. And I did set up a reactor that was in front of the Gatling cannons, and only reason why I did that was because I took those war factories out. I thought, okay, well, he's only going to send infantry after me anyway, and maybe some helixes, but the Gatling cannons will be in range of both of those things. They won't do too much damage, so I'll have enough time to react. So that's why I positioned that reactor in front, if anyone was wondering.
Promising.
This is tight schedule.
We have big plans. Ah, yes. Looks promising.
Yep, so the next nuke's about to come. I was trying to figure out where he'd aim it. I wasn't sure if he was going to go with a cash value nuke or if it was just another random nuke, but I wanted to keep the dozer away from everything, just so he wouldn't hit it. And yeah, I did get hit at my front line, which was unfortunate, but I still have a couple of Gatlings to defend. But he's only got 1 barracks, so that's still more than enough to handle Tao's forces. So did go for the Carper Bomb on the garrison building there, and the reason why I did that is because I want to try and take out the garrison buildings, so then any future planes I send in won't catch any rocket fire on the way to its destination, because I want to send a lot of planes into Tao's base, but it's hard when you have all of those tank hunters you know, stopping your planes before they even get there. And that's one of the problems I had in the Bay version of the challenge. I just never took out the garrison buildings. I was so focused on Tao's base that I neglected it.
Remember, don't look directly at the blast, General.
So I got a new command center up, going for a new war factory. Don't need to use it as a meat shield this time. That's why I've positioned it a bit closer to my main base. So the second command center, reason why we've got that is because we want to, well, we want to keep the general powers alive as long as we can. Because those 4 nukes, they're still capable of destroying my command center, if they're positioned correctly, of course. So yeah, we want to do as many carpet bombs, artillery strikes, tank drops, and mine drops. Helpful, not as much now since Tao doesn't have the forces to attack me with.
It looks like a nuclear winter this year, General.
Unit lost.
China has been generous. Sorry, sir. I can't build there.
The end is near, General. Don't worry, General. The warheads are on their way.
Building is complete. I think for China.
This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end.
Of course. Looks promising. The autoloaders are ready, General. Fighting for the Red Army. Move order confirmed. Carrying out orders. We will live in prosperity.
Soon your base will glow like the sun.
They're attacking our base! Right here. Where is the battle? We will defend this territory.
Sorry for the delay, General. Just gathering my forces.
Reporting. Let's build.
So I'm waiting on the 5 grand to come, so then I can build a nuclear missile of my own. Now, because we're Chinese, unfortunately for us, the nuclear missile is going to share the same timer as Tao's nuclear missiles. So we're going to have a nuke with a 12-minute timer, not a 6-minute timer, which will mean that we're only going to really get one shot out of this nuke. Unless we would like to drag the battle out for several hours, then we get multiple, but I don't think I'd want to drag out the battle that long. I mean, I think the longest battle that I've ever had would be, I think, 4 hours. I was doing a challenge against General Ling. This was before I was recording, by the way, so I don't have it. But yeah, I did like a 4-hour battle against General Ling one time, and I did a 3-hour battle against General Kwai, again doing another difficult challenge. But yeah, just going a little off topic there. And just trying to decide what to do with my next carpet bomb. Now that he's got no barracks, no airfield, no war factories, he's got no way of attacking me with his forces. He's still got the 4 nukes and the artillery from the command center. So I went for carpet bomb on the troop crawler and overlord, because those are still going to be a threat for when I actually make my attack on his base. Now, difference between Kwai and Fei here is that we've got battle masters instead of minigunners, and this is why I was sort of regretting my choice to go for like not getting the EMP drop. If I had the EMP drop, I would have used that to take out the 3 helixes. Then I could have used that later on to disable the Gatling cannons, and then whatever battle masters I got could pick off the Gatling cannons without any resistance. So yeah, the only alternative now is to either A, build Gatling cannons and push up our defensive line, so then the helixes get attracted to that and then go after the new defenses that I'm setting up, or we build a nuke and then we use that directly on those helixes. And so both of those methods work. It's just going to take longer than me using an EMP pulse, and that's why I regret getting either level 2 tank drop or level 3 artillery.
This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end.
Ah, yes. Of course.
So even though I've got the cash for a nuke right now, I'm holding off because of the nukes that are coming in. So we got one in a minute and a half, and then the others are going to be, you know, a few minutes away. And I thought to myself, well, I know for a fact that one of these nukes does go on cash value. So that nuke that's the nuke that's next to the barracks on the right side of his base, for some odd reason, the second time it launches, it goes on cash value. I did a little bit of testing off screen, and it's so weird, but that is genuinely the case. The second launch, it always goes for the most cash value.
How you expect to fight this?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do with my general powers there, so I decided to aim it at the nuclear missile. And that's just me trying to basically whittle down Tao's offenses as much as I can. And yeah, I did try and do the tank drop at the other nuke. I probably would have been better off maybe doing the artillery on the nuke next to the barracks, and then maybe tank drop where the war factory was, use the tanks to take out that nuke, and maybe carpet bomb like the base defenses. I think that would have been the better strategy in that spot. Now, he did do a double nuke, which will this time it aimed at the second set of resources, but it did go a little bit further up as well, which is different to what's normally supposed to happen. The second nuke normally goes for the command center, the first command center. And I got that last nuke to worry about. So 30 more seconds, and then I can get the ball rolling on my own offense. Yeah, so that's a level 1 artillery right there. And I don't know if you saw the mouse movement. I was like, oh yeah, he's going to aim it at the Gatling cannons, because that's going to have the most cash value in that spot right there.
Warning, a nuclear missile has been launched.
So it aimed in a bad spot, which was great for me. Because of the double nuke that he did, I lost my prop center yet again, and I didn't realize it right away. So now we're building a prop center, and then we're gonna get our own nuclear missile to then take out the 3 helixes. It is overkill taking out helixes with a nuke, but that's pretty much the best strat I got outside of Gatling cannons inside Tao's base. But that's kind of risky too, because we're only using the 1 dozer here. We lose the dozer, we can't build anymore, and we'd have to resort to just using general powers to take out every building that he's got.
Nice location.
Yep, so now I got that nuke. I probably could have built it a little bit closer to the command center, because it is close to that prop center. So if he does do a cash value strike on me, it will hit the nuke and probably take out the prop center too, because it is kind of a weak building compared to other Chinese buildings.
General, the beginning of the end.
Unit lost.
Soon your base will glow like the sun.
Build orders complete, sir.
Right, Carper bomb on the nuke. Doing another mine drop near that overlord, because I'm doing a tank drop as well. I'm just making sure that if he does go after my 2 tanks, I can counteract that overlord with all of those mines. Even though the battle masters do have the auto loaders, the overlord can be a bit of a threat to those 2 battle masters.
General?
And yeah, I noticed he's still got 1 garrison building, which can take out the planes that I send into his base, so I've got to be careful of that. And yeah, this is when I get into some silly mistakes here. I thought to myself, oh yeah, we got some damage in with the Carper bomb. Let's use a level 3 artillery. That should finish off the nuke. And then not. This is me thinking it was the Carper bomb and not the artillery strike we did on the barracks. Because it was that artillery on the barracks that did that little bit of chip damage on the nuke. And then it left the nuke with basically 1 HP, so it was a little frustrating, because that means that nuke's going to stay in play, and that's the cash value nuke that I mentioned earlier. So I tried to build another Gatling cannon near the oil derrick and resource pile, and the reason why I did that was because I thought to myself, well, what if the helixes will get drawn to this part of the map again? Maybe we could take them out if we can lure them to me. And then if we do that, then we wouldn't need to use the nuclear missile on the helixes. We could use our own nuclear missile on whatever is, well, basically whatever's in our way of the battle masters that we want to send in for cleanup later. And yeah, silly me. I use a carpet bomb on that nuke, and it's like, what do you expect? You're like, you know you're not gonna make it. You already tried this once, and you comboed it with the other planes, and so just silly mistakes here. So I think I basically turned my brain off for this part of the battle here, because I pretty much used all the brain power in the first like 20 minutes. Trying to get the strategy down of getting to rank 3 to take out the prop center, and then taking out the war factories, taking out the airfield. We've pretty much gotten rid of most of the threatening stuff. Those 3 nukes that are still alive can be a threat if they were consistent. If they were consistent, then I would lose hands down.
Looks promising. Of course. Looks promising.
This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end.
It will look real nice when it's done.
So yeah, now I'm trying to do the Gatling cannon idea. And then I'm like, I might be a little bit too close here, so I I backed out of that one because I'm like, maybe we'll go a little bit closer to where my existing Gatling cannons are, and then we'll just do baby steps towards Tao's helixes there, because my battle masters can't do anti-air compared to General Fei, who has the minigunner drop that can take care of the aircraft as well as the ground units and ground buildings.
Construction good stuff. Unable to build there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a command center up, and the reason why I'm going for another command center was that when you build another command center, the planes will fly in the direction of that command center. So the latest one dictates the direction that your planes will go when you use those general powers. So yeah, I was trying to figure out a spot. I settled for, a spot just diagonal of where that garrison building is, and I wish it could have been a better spot, but yeah, the terrain is not the best here.
Soon you will know the glory of my nuclear arsenal.
I'm just waiting on the command center to go live, and then we'll start using some general powers. So this is pretty much a good way for me to see what direction the planes will go when I do said general power. So I tried mine drop again. I think the better move I could have done was maybe use the mine drop just to test the direction,
Unit lost.
because now I'm watching my carpet bomber get shot down, so that was kind of a waste. And then I tried, okay, well, I'll get the tank drop, but I'll put it outside the base. I thought that might work a little bit better. So that was able to go through.
Unit lost.
Yes, General.
And I'm trying to test the battle master in taking out that nuke. The garrison building did get in the way, unfortunately.
Carrying out orders. China is under attack.
Yeah, I used the artillery on the garrison building, and it's also going to get some damage in on the bunker there. Just me trying to find ways where I can utilize those battle masters to do some damage, because the more damage they can do, the more they can, the more veterancy they're going to gain, which means they're going to do more damage and have more HP.
Carrying out orders. Crush the enemy. We will prevail.
And yeah, my battle master didn't do it. See,
Fighting for
the problem here is it's the fencing that's near the nuclear missile. What I should have done to begin with was I should have gotten a scaffold and built it next to the nuke, so then my battle masters could have easy access to firing on it.
It will look real nice when it's
That would have been the play here.
serving China's needs. Moving to
Yeah, right now I've just got Dozer building a Gatling cannon, and I'm pretty much relying on the 4 Battle Masters to be fodder in case those 3 helixes do come. And if the helixes were to come, I would send the Battle Masters back to where the newly built Gatling cannon is, and then use the Gatling cannon to pick them off. Yeah, right now, just destroying some random buildings just so we can move around a little bit easier. But see, yeah, I did it again, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, scaffold, fence. And then just like that, the Battle Master can finally destroy the nuke. And I'd forgotten about it, but now we're finally getting the nuclear upgrades. I should have gotten those ages ago. And then I nearly made a dumb choice and used the carpet bomb on that bunker, but then I was like, no, the planes are in a bad direction right now. So let's aim it at his garrison buildings, because I know it's going to hit there. And then if we want to send in tanks from that direction, we can.
Unit lost.
Moving to new area. We have big plans. Looks promising. That's a good choice.
And yeah, silly mistakes there. I thought maybe I could get a mine drop off, but that command center is really it's really wrecked the direction of my planes here. So I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm selling this. So because I've sold the command center, the second one that I built, that's gonna be where that's gonna dictate the direction of the planes.
Of course.
But yeah, I realized I was in the yellow on power, so that's why I stopped the Gatling cannon. I could have probably gotten away with just building it and then building a reactor next to it, but thought just in case those helixes come, I won't take the risk. But yeah, by this point, if we were to lose the dozer, it wouldn't be too big of a concern here, because we got our own nuclear missile that's going to be ready to go very soon. So I can use that, take out the helixes, no more aircraft. Then I can use whatever general powers I got to pick off the buildings, and hopefully I can wisely use my tanks to move through his base without getting shot. So I chose to do the tank drop next to my base defenses, because I knew that was going to be the new direction of my own planes.
We have launched our
Got the nuke in pretty much directly on those helixes there.
The end is near, General.
And I thought, okay, well, let's finally deal with the Overlord problem next. So I went for artillery on the garrison building. I was about to use the carpet bomb, then I thought, no, be smart here. Let's wait for the artillery to take its course, then we'll use the carpet bomb to take out the Overlord. And then that way, we've got easy access into Tao's base with the Battle Masters that we've got. Yeah, thankfully for me, those tank hunters did get taken out from that garrison building there, which does mean that I can send the tanks in without too much concern. There is still the bunker that's nearby, that command center there, that can potentially be a threat. because it is still 5 tank hunters inside that bunker there. So just clearing some of the debris from those destroyed buildings I did earlier. And then we got 6 tanks that we can work with. That's not going to be a threat for the tanks that Gatling cannon there. And yeah, just look at the damage.
Moving to new area. For the Red Army.
Okay, taking out that building next, because I'm going to use my dozer to clear it out with a scaffold. And then I got smart here and I'm like, no, if I send them all in, they're gonna get taken out by the bunker. So let's be smart. We'll use 1 tank to hug the cliff, and then we'll use the rest to pick off the reactors as well as the nuke if we want.
Okay, General, that's enough. I'm running out of nukes. My command center. No! I won't lose command. I won't. Right here. They won't escape. Sorry for
Even though these tanks can't do any air, they're still very good. They're still a very good cleanup crew. And I tried to go for... Surprisingly, one of the tanks is able to get within range of that reactor there, which means I won't have to worry about the bunker that I used the carpet bomb on. So yeah, I used that carpet bomb because I didn't want to have to deal with the tank hunters there, but I'm not even going to have to deal with that, or the Gatling cannons too. I probably could have used that carpet bomb on the bunker that's near where the command center was. That probably would have been a better target for us. And yeah, wasn't looking, got a little bit too close, did lose a tank there. So I still got 4 tanks to work with.
We have big plans.
The end is near, General.
Battlemaster tank reporting.
Is the heat getting to you, General? This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end.
Now, me really trying to figure out what I want to do with these general powers here. So, yeah, I went artillery. Did I go artillery? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I went artillery on the reactor and the bunker there. And I'm guessing I probably used carpet bomb on the bunker near the command center. And that'll leave the reactor that's off to the right. And then there's the battle masters, which can pick off the reactors at main base. Still had that one garrison building in the middle. It's not as bad as... actually, it is as bad. So I sort of made the same mistake as I did in the Fey battle by keeping the garrison buildings alive. And yeah, that was when I decided to just go for it.
Battlemaster tank reporting.
And in the end, I took out 2 tank hunters and the bunker, but I lost all but one of my tanks. And then I thought, okay, well, let's be smart here. We want to keep this tank alive, so I ended up luring the tank hunters to where the Gatling cannon is, and that idea did come in handy.
You're having a meltdown, huh?
Sure, we didn't use it for destroying helixes, like I thought I was going to at the time, but it was useful.
We will defend this territory. Moving to new area. Yes, General.
So yeah, with our last remaining tank,
This territory.
I decided to do the same thing. I hugged the wall, and then I used it to try and take out the reactor. Difference here though is that the Gatling cannon is still within range of my tank, so I am going to be taking some hits here. But because my tank is Vet 2, it means it can auto-regenerate. So right now we're just going to wait for the tank to auto-regenerate, and then we'll go back in to take out that last reactor at the main base.
The glow. The wonderful glow. Can you not see it, General?
Yes, General. Move order confirmed. China needs us there. We will prevail. We will defend this territory.
Yep, I thought it wouldn't be enough that time, so I decided let's play it safe, let's get our tank out, auto-regenerate, and then we'll go in and go in for the kill later. And yeah, using the carpet bomb, I know the carpet bomb's going to destroy that last reactor, even with all of the garrison buildings that are defending it. And yep, I thought tank's pretty much good enough, we'll finish him off, and that'll be it. Now, I do have a Command & Conquer playlist with all sorts of other challenges, mainly of I can't build any units. Now, if you want to check that out, feel free to. Give a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this one. I'm Kwai. See you next time. Bye.
We are victorious.
Another moment, and I would have reduced you to dust.